Hey y'all, my name is Dasha and this is Natural Hair Daily. Today we are kicking off our new series where we are talking about dry, itchy scalps. So this is something that I've been getting a lot of feedback around. A lot of people have been asking me questions around, my scalp is dry, I'm itching, what do I do? So this series is going to address that. It's going to address what causes dry scalp. Hey girl! Oh my gosh, this is so different than YouTube. It's going to address what causes dry scalp along with what you can do to treat it. So before we get into the different causes of dry scalp, I really want to dive into the different types of dry scalp. I'm a little hot. That heater needed to go off. So there's two main reasons. I'm going to discuss two main reasons for dry scalp. Two types of dry scalp rather. So there is dry scalp that's just general, actual dry scalp. And then there's what people often think is dry scalp or what usually causes the itch, and that's dandruff. A lot of times we think that both dry scalp and dandruff are the same thing, and they are not. They are actually different. They have different causes, sometimes similar treatments depending upon what caused your dry scalp, and we'll get into that later on. So really I want to dive in and tell you the difference between those two so you can identify what's making your scalp dry and or itchy. So first there's dry scalp. This is the one that's usually more preventable, more easily preventable maybe. And this is relatively normal, I would say. You're not going to notice anything extreme in terms of your scalp. It might be a little itchy. When you scratch it, there will be a couple of flakes. It's basically the equivalent of you hopping out of a hot shower, not moisturizing. It's the dead of winter, and you just said, I'm going to have to skip this today, and you ashy. Your scalp is skin, and when your scalp is dry, for whatever reason, you just have an ashy scalp. You have an ashy scalp. There are different causes for that. We'll go into that. I would say one that's probably a big one for a lot of people is using hot water when you are shampooing your hair. But we'll dive deeper into that in another video. So again, to identify a dry scalp, usually it just maybe looks a little ashy, a little white, and when you scratch it, a couple flakes come off. Now, something that's a little bit more extreme is dandruff. Dandruff is different. So in order for us to really dive deep into dandruff, let's first talk about how the scalp naturally works. So when your skin is producing new skin cells, the old skin, obviously, is a skin that falls off. That's our ashiness. That's that dry skin that our body's getting rid of. And then, of course, we moisturize just to keep our skin moisturized in the process. So with your scalp, the same thing happens. New skin forms, new skin cells form. And as those new skin cells form, your old dusty, ashy skin cells fall off naturally, usually without you even noticing. Now, what happens with dandruff is there is a type of fungus that's naturally found on our scalp, so it's nothing to be afraid of, but there's a natural fungus that's naturally found on our scalp that is being overproduced. And so what happens is when we have an excess of this type of fungus on our scalp, again, totally natural, it's just maybe out of balance, and so you have a larger amount of it. So when we have this larger amount of this fungus on our scalp, it causes our skin to produce new cells more quickly. And so whereas normally your old dead skin cells can kind of fall off without being noticed, they don't really have time to do that anymore because your skin is producing new cells so quickly. So all those dusty, ashy, old skin cells build up on each other, and they combine with the sebum that's in your scalp. And sebum, for those who don't know, is like the natural oil that your skin produces. So if you ever, like rubbed your skin and then you can feel the oil that comes from it, that's your sebum. And so all those old skin cells combine with sebum, and then they produce these larger, waxy, oily flakes. The kind where like you can really see them when you scratch them off. They might even get like caught in your hair strands because it's over, multiple hair follicles. Maybe you can pick it up and see it, and you see the little holes through it that your hair was through, that's dandruff. And there's not really any known cause for dandruff, although I will tell you some treatments for it. So those are the two main differences in just dry scalp and dandruff. Again, a lot of times we talk about them like they're the same thing, but they are very different. Those are the main things that I wanted to hit on with y'all today. I have a question. Do you know about psoriasis? So psoriasis is a little bit more extreme. That is a case of dry scalp too. That's one of those that I didn't really go over. And my knowledge on psoriasis is not as deep. I can do some research for you. Normally though, I would suggest if you think that you have psoriasis or something of that nature, then definitely go to the dermatologist and get it checked out. But I will also do some research and see if I find any natural things for you, because I'm all about holistic practicing. Any other questions from anyone else before I hop off? This is so cool being able to see y'all live. I'm gonna give y'all like 10 seconds just in case you're typing. Go over and make sure I'm not missing anything else. Okay, cool. So we are going to be doing this in this group every night, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together just kind of like a little schedule, a weekly schedule. Thank you. Thank you for being on here. I'm going to put together a weekly schedule so that people who do want to hop on and ask questions are able to. And then, of course, if you just want to catch the video later, I'll make sure that it is in the group for y'all to see. So yeah, I'll make sure that I get that out to y'all in the next couple of days so that you know the times that they'll be happening each day and the topics that we're going to be discussing. We're going to continue talking about dry scalps, the causes, the treatments, things of that nature for the next few days. So if dry, itchy scalp is something that you suffer from or know anyone who suffers from, definitely let me know. Joey says, do you have any products to recommend for a dry scalp? I do have products to recommend. What I can say right now is tea tree oil is going to be a godsend. I'm going to have a whole video, though, on different things that will help with your dry scalp. If you're looking to go ahead and get something, cop you some tea tree oil if you don't have it already. Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, well, I guess I was going to say tell her I said hi, and also I'm right here, so there's that. And you said she's watching, so thank y'all for watching. Yes, Joey, get some tea tree oil, girl. You probably already got some. If you don't already got some, we need to talk, because I don't understand why you don't already got some. But I'm gonna go into depth about, like, day after tomorrow, probably about specific products that I suggest and how I suggest that you use them. So definitely tune in for that one as well. But I'm excited. I'm excited to do this with y'all, to have this like Q&A. I'm only going to be doing this inside of this Facebook group. Everyone else will get the video, but not... You probably did fight with me. But no one else is going to get the Q&A experience. I might post this Q&A in other places, but going forward, I'm not going to be posting the Q&A either. That's going to be special to you guys. So thank y'all for being a part of this group. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight on such a short notice. I'll give you more notice in the future. And I am going to get off of here because it is date night and my fiance is currently cooking me dinner. So, yes. Love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about causes of dry scalp, which a lot of times that's what people are suffering from even more than dandruff. And there are a lot of causes that are very preventable based off of how we're treating our scalp and how we're treating our bodies. So stay tuned for another episode of Natural Hair Daily tomorrow at a to be determined time that I will let y'all know sooner than 10 minutes before. All right. Bye.